Hello, my name is Samantha Earle, and I am here to present to you all important information about women's rights leader and social activist Elizabeth Cady Stanton. This presentation will be based on the Thinking Outside the Box exercise located in our Think textbook on page 17. In the following presentation, I will not only detail the efforts and accomplishments of Elizabeth as they led to the women's suffrage and aided in the fight for gender equality, but I will also discuss how having a support network of critical thinkers helps to enhance our abilities to avoid faulty reasoning and consider issues logically. Elizabeth Cady Stanton was an important figure in paving the road for women's suffrage. After receiving her education, she was mentored by Lucretia Mott, abolitionist and founder of the Philadelphia Female Anti-Slavery Society. However, her important role in the women's rights movement began in 1848 when she joined the Daughters of Temperance, an organization which encouraged women to seek solutions to protect their families from poverty and violence caused by alcohol abuse. It was during this time, influenced by Lucretia Mott's fundamental teachings, she formed and developed her opinions on social justice and the women's rights movement. It was also during this time, in March of 1851, that through the Daughters of Temperance, Elizabeth first met Susan B. Anthony, another important ally in the women's suffrage movement. Susan B. Anthony was one of two co-founding founders of the National Women's Suffrage Association. The two women not only developed a deep friendship, but helped to prepare one another for the opportunity to change women's lives. A PBS article on the pair's relationship assessed, Anthony thrived under Stanton's tutelage. Soaking up her knowledge of politics, the law, philosophy, and rhetoric. Stanton, confined to her home by motherhood, was stimulated by Anthony's thoughtful critiques of her ideas. Anthony became a propulsive force behind their activism, and she did not permit Stanton to be idle, always pushing her to write one more speech and one more manifesto. End quote. It was this support from allies and encouragement to think critically that led Stanton to become a force to be reckoned with. Even though Stanton and her allies varied in opinions about specific issues such as reproductive rights, they were united under their desire to achieve the same goal. By understanding their relationship, we can conclude that surrounding ourselves with other successful and practicing critical thinkers will only push us to maintain more effective reasoning skills and ultimately lead to our success. Other benefits of this alliance between these powerful women was their encouraged networking advantages and the theory of strength in numbers. This allowed the women to push past their platform by utilizing one another's political and social connections, and their numbers helped bring credibility to their platform. By including Mott, who was of a slightly older generation, they further extended their reach. This helped them to reach more supporters for their movement and ultimately led to the success of gender equality as we know it today. By remembering this and the value of this important and stimulating relationship, I can push myself and others to think more critically, and this will ultimately help to the increased achievement of goals. When thinking of a time when my ability to pursue my goals was compromised by ridicule, it reminds me of my experiences with high school cheerleading, a seemingly women's sport. Although this may seem trivial when compared to the struggles of amazing women such as Lucretia Mott, Susan B. Anthony, and Elizabeth Cady Stanton, It remains that as a female athlete, I had goals to be the best I could be and was constantly plagued by those insisting that cheerleading wasn't a real sport. This was based on the assumption that simply because we were all female and were performing activities that were supportive of other sporting events, that no actual athletic activity was occurring. This is a completely unrealistic assessment, as anyone who has ever seen a cheerleading competition knows. There is a lot of athleticism included in this sport. However, I pushed on and continued to do my best because I knew the opinions of others did not matter. This was the same for Elizabeth in their plight for women's suffrage. By being their best selves and pushing one another to reach for ultimate success, they were able to pave the road for gender equality. By better understanding this concept and surrounding ourselves with others who push and inspire us, as well as challenge ourselves to obtain our goals and think critically, we can benefit from our increased potential. It was my pleasure to put together this presentation on the life of Elizabeth Cady Stanton, as well as her accomplishments, achievements, and benefits that she obtained from working with others. In the following, you will find my work cited, which is displayed in order of the material's appearance throughout the presentation. Please feel free to reach out with any questions, comments, or concerns regarding this presentation. And remember, we can only benefit from increased critical thinking. Thank you.